I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
Hey, I've been watching a lot of new shows recently, which is rare for me because normally I just watch like the same 3 shows on repeat. But last year, like the very end of last year, I started like branching out and watching loads of new shows. I think my brain just gets like stuck and forgets that there are like other good shows out there apart from like The Walking Dead. And that I forget that I like more than like one genre. But I've been watching a lot of new shows, including Suddenly Susan, which is like this sitcom that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It got released in 1996, if I'm remembering that right, and I'm just obsessed with it. It's just like this easy, really like comfy, cozy show. It's set in San Francisco. It's starring Brooke Shields, who I love. I fell in love with the characters and the story, but I also fell in love with the fashion. I've recently been really loving 90's fashion, and I thought that I would just talk you through some of the outfits and some of the things that I've noticed. I will mainly be focusing on Susan, who is played by Brooke Shields, just because she is the main character. So we have a lot more looks from her, we have a lot more range, like we see a lot more outfits from her. So yeah, there's a lot more to talk about, focus on, but I will be like talking briefly about like the other side characters as well, because I just love the fashion in general in this show. Like the outfits that Susan wears are like iconic and amazing, but in general, like everything that everyone wears is just amazing and I love it, and I want to talk about it. My cat is here, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. So if you just like, if the camera tilts slightly or if you see like a tail like coming in and out of frame, it's just her. She's literally right in front of me. You can't see her, but she's like the most adorable thing. Anyway, I will be splitting Susan's outfits into like 3 categories. So I'm going to be talking about like her work outfits, her casual outfits, and then like her going out outfits. So I'm going to start with like her more professional work outfits. At the beginning, we see her in a lot of like blazers and trousers, a lot of like dark muted colours, so a lot of black, a lot of grey, a lot of like crisp white shirts, which I love so much. Like the blazers are very like, not very oversized, but they're not fitted, they're loose, which I love. It looks so good on her. She's often wearing like these crisp white shirts or like these like grey turtlenecks, and then she'll match it with either like a grey trouser or like a black trouser. There's this outfit that I love that she wears in one of the episodes, and I believe it's like all grey, and it's just like this grey turtleneck, this grey like loose blazer, grey trousers, this like long black handbag, and then like this black Alice band, and I just love it so much. She wears a lot of like Alice bands or headbands like throughout the show, which I love so much because it can add such like a girly, feminine, playful touch to such like a muted, professional, mature outfit, which I love so much. And I don't know, I just think headbands are so underrated, and the way they're used in their outfits I just love so much. Like it's probably not that deep, but I just love the way like it just adds that sort of like, at least for me, just like this subtle feminine girly touch. I also just love the details between like the black headband and the black bag with like the all grey fit. Even though it's not like black, still a dark colour, it still adds a bit of pop and a bit of like contrast to the all grey, which I love so much. As we move into like further episodes, it's kind of like she gets more comfortable around the office and she gets more comfortable around like who she works with and stuff, because we see her outfits get a little bit more playful and a little bit more lighter in colour as well. She still wears these like long loose blazers, which I love, but we kind of see her more in lighter colours. So she wears kind of not pastel, more like dusty colours. She wears a lot more white, a lot more like light purple, lilac. She wears a lot of like mini skirts or skirts with like these dusty tights, which I love so much. Again, like with the Alice bands, I love so much. She also wears like a lot of like light browns, And she goes between like this long black handbag, which I love so much, and this like tiny little backpack, like this tiny little black backpack that she just, I don't know, I just love it so much. And I normally like hate tiny backpacks, but I don't know, there's just something about like the way like it's paired with the outfit and like it being the 90s and stuff. I don't know, I just love it so much. I think it works so well, and it's just like become like, I don't know, I think it just becomes like this staple in like her work outfit wardrobe. There are sometimes what I like to call rogue outfits, where are like outfits that like don't necessarily follow the pattern and are a bit like different from what we normally see her wearing. I would say that she has sort of like this pattern when she wears work clothes where it's like normally there's some sort of like uniform to it. So like, you know, we'll always get like the headband, like the backpack, and like the loose blazer, or like the all, you know, dark colours, or like the all dusty colours. But sometimes she'll wear outfits that don't necessarily conform to that, but I still love them. There was one outfit that she wore and it was like these like tighter fitted black trousers and then like this deep red top that had like a V neckline and these like flared arms. I love that so much, and it was such like a new different thing that we hadn't necessarily seen from her before, especially the top, but it suited her really well. And I've definitely noticed as well with these like rogue outfits, there's always like a pop of red in there, not necessarily like a bright red, but like a deeper, darker red, which I love. And again, it suits her so well, and it still looks chic and professional. The next category I want to talk about is casual, but I'm actually going to split these into two subcategories. So for casual, we have like running errands, and then we have like actually like a night in. So like actual casual. So I'm going to start with what she wears with like just like at home, night in, not going out, that's it now. I love these outfits. They're so simple, and like people are probably going to be like, why are you even talking about these? But I just love a comfy outfit. I love a night in. She wears a lot of like gym shorts and then like oversized jumpers and fluffy socks, which I love. And I just love like the contrast between like shorts that are like, you know, they're still comfy but you wear them in warmer weather, and then like the big jumpers and the fluffy socks that you wear in colder weather. I am just obsessed with that contrast, and like, but the fact that they're both items of clothing that are just so comfy and cozy and like so casual, I don't know, she just looks so good in them as well. There's one episode where she's just wearing like joggy bottoms and like a grey tank top, but she's also wearing like her black headband again. And I feel like that's just so cool because like, again, the contrast between like this like really casual comfy outfit that's maybe a bit more masculine, I don't think so though, but I don't know, and then the contrast of like this one little detail with like her headband being really like kind of girly and feminine and playful. So I just love the incorporation of headbands, and I'm never going to stop banging on about it, I'm so sorry. But I just think it's iconic, so comfy, so cozy. Yeah, and I'm obsessed with like her oversized jumpers, and her fluffy socks are amazing. And then she wears a bit more like she wears more like proper clothes, I guess, rather than like sweats and stuff. And these are what I would refer to as like running errands outfits or like hosting friends outfits. So still comfy and casual, but a little bit more like dressed up. She wears a lot of like muted colours a lot, but colour tends to creep in a bit as well. There's this outfit she wears that is like, again, like tighter, more fitted black trousers, the headband I believe she's wearing, I'm not sure, but she wears this amazing, I don't know if it's a mesh shirt or if it's like a little bit see-through or whatever, but she wears this amazing shirt slash blouse, and it's white, and it has like these like strawberries and like blueberries like berry print on it, and it's just so amazing. Like, it's so girly, it's like this pop of colour, but it still looks like really chic and mature, even though it's like berries, which I don't know, I think I've noticed that like a lot of her casual outfits are very chic and mature, but also have like this playfulness and childness like to them, if that makes sense. Like, In one episode she just wears like this white long sleeve top with like these black dungarees, and I don't know why, but dungarees I just associate with like childhood and like just having fun and running around a bit. And I feel like the message of the show is that like she's like this newly single woman who is like living her life in San Francisco, and she's trying to work it all out and like just have fun. She's getting closer to the people around her after she kind of lost herself in a relationship, but also she's getting closer to herself. So I think that these outfits really do incorporate the two sides of her, as like this person that she's becoming, and this like, obviously she's like a woman now, so she's like more mature, she has to obviously be professional at work, but then she's also coming back to herself and this more like playful childlike self as well that she maybe didn't have when she was in this relationship. So I just love, for me at least, that the outfits kind of show this, at least for me. I know it's not that deep, I just love fashion, and I love what it makes people feel, and for me that's what I get from it. But yeah, all of her outfits just feel very light, even when they're mature, even when they're professional, even when they're very dark and muted. They just feel very light and airy, and of course that could also mean like, you know, the actor and the character, because the character's very playful, very funny, very charming. Like I said, I love Brooke Shields and I love this character so much, and just like the little incorporations of like this little pop of colour, or like the small backpack and like the headband, really like, I don't know, just add these little like girlish childlike charms that just like tie in every piece of her. She's back! The next category is probably the shortest one for me, just because I don't know, I think when I thought back to it, I think the outfits that stood out to me the most were like the work and the casual ones. Her going out outfits, even though she looks stunning in all of the outfits, I didn't really find like that I had a lot to say about them. I loved them, but I just didn't want it to become repetitive, or like I was like boring you because I was just saying the same thing over and over again. A lot of her going out outfits tend to just be like dresses. Like in the first episode she wears like this just like simple but amazing black dress with like a pearl necklace on. Obviously she looks stunning, and I'm obsessed with like the 90's black dress. I obviously know that there were like a lot of black dresses in the 90's, but I think just like the black dress was just so iconic to the 90's, and I think when you say the 90's black dress, I think everyone has like an image so clearly of what it looks like, at least to them, and I just think like the black dress is just something that I love so much. There's one she wears, like either she wears, again, not like bright reds, but kind of like muted reds when she goes out, or like sometimes she wears a lot of like browns as well, with like a little like sequin in there, or like a little pop of like, you know, shine, which I really love. And she doesn't really have a particular length, like sometimes she goes for maxi dresses, sometimes they're mini dresses. Again, they all suit her, like she looks fabulous in all of them. Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot to say about these going out outfits, but they are gorgeous and stunning all the same. The next character I want to talk about is Vicky, played by Kathy Griffin. She's kind of like the sassy one around the office. She has a very different colour palette to Susan. She wears a lot of greens, a lot of oranges, auburns, yellows. Her style is very like out there, very bright, like your eye will be drawn to her. She wears a lot of patterns. She tends to play around with like textures, fits, sizes, all of that. She normally does wear a lot of like bright colours though. Like I said, mainly yellows, greens, oranges. Very like 60s and 70s, like in terms of like the patterns and the styles. She wears a lot of like platform heels, chunky heels, a lot of like mini skirts, maxi skirts. She doesn't really have a particular length, like I said, a particular fit, a particular length, a particular texture that she likes to wear. She kind of just like does it all. It's much more experimental than like in Susan's wardrobe, whereas Susan's is very like, you know, hers is very like, you know, she just plays around with everything basically. Her uniform, I guess, is very much more like her color palette. She does like jewelry as well. I would say mostly I noticed like she has like the chunky statement colorful earrings. She has like her big beautiful curly orange hair as well, ginger hair, which is gorgeous. Yeah, she just wears a lot of like different textures. Like there was this one episode where she wore this really like long maxi skirt with like this t-shirt and then like this ribbed long cardigan, and then another episode she'll wear like a mini skirt with like these green tights and platform heels and like a short t-shirt or a shirt. She does really love to just play around with color. She'll wear like mini dresses as well, again a lot on the heavy on like the colorful prints and the patterns. I would say I don't really notice any rogue outfits on her, apart from once when she wore this amazing outfit and it was like this tight black trouser with like this shirt that she had like kind of like tied up and cropped, but the shirt still had like a really cool pattern, but it was just like muted because of like the dark colours, whereas normally again she wears very like bright colours. I think this really worked and it was still like her in the outfit just because of like the detail of like the print on the shirt, but also like the fact that she had cropped it and tied it up. I think obviously in a professional setting, even though this is like a sitcom, like it's not real and stuff like that, like, you know, you have to take that into account. But I think like with the cropped shirt, you obviously are not allowed, at least in most jobs, to wear like cropped shirts, but I think this really works and it makes the outfit look really chic because of like the muted colours, but it's still got that element of like playfulness, just like a really cool unique outfit that she would wear because of the fact that like it's cropped and it's like a unique print, but it still looks really professional and chic because it's got that like more muted darker colour palette for the outfit. And obviously her hair as well like is like a statement in itself. Like, she's always got like these big curls, her hair is very bright obviously, so it's like whether she wears it up or down, it's just very gorgeous, and again like it's a statement within itself, and these outfits just like help show her personality. She's a very like outspoken, bright, bubbly, sassy person, so she needs the outfits to go with that, and I think she can obviously wear these outfits as well because like I said, a lot of people's attention are going to be drawn to her because of the stuff that she wears, and she obviously can handle this and maybe might even like this because of her personality. And I think if you're going to wear stuff like that, you kind of need to know how to wear it and have that confidence to carry yourself, and she definitely has, and I admire that in her character so much. The next character I want to talk about briefly is Luis. He's the photographer in the office. He's kind of like this dark, mysterious almost figure, but he's really sweet and bubbly. He's such a gentleman. He wears quite dark colours. He wears a lot of like dark trousers with like these like thick black belts that are almost like a statement. I always thought that statement pieces needed to be really out there and really bright and really like, oh, look at me. But I think even like the thick black belt, even though it's just like a black belt and it's dark like the rest of the outfit, it can be a statement. And at least it like just is a statement for me, and it really draws all the other elements of his outfit together. He normally wears like black t-shirts and like these like slightly oversized shirts that just look so good on him, and yeah, just really work well for his character and like how he carries himself. He's like very chic, very stylish. He like knows how to carry himself. He's, you know, his outfits often just portray that like his mysterious side, but also like his fun side. You know, he's very fun and flirty, but also very sweet and gentlemanly. So I think that all the elements he has in his outfits really help to portray that. There's like elements of like the maturity and like his like sensuality and, you know, his desirability and like his mysteriousness in the way that he dresses in like mostly all dark colours and like, you know, that looks very put together and very mysterious. His outfit maybe is not giving that much away, but then there's also like the youthful, playful, fun little edge to it with like that oversized shirts and stuff like that, which I really love. Next, I want to talk about Todd's character. Todd reviews music for the magazine that Susan works at. He's reviewing albums, artists, concerts, so he's like, he loves music, and he's very passionate about it, so he's always wearing like his little headphones, or either he's listening to something or he's always wearing it like around his neck, which is just like a cool little detail that I love, because it's like straight away you know that he's passionate about music and that like he's always listening to something, or it's almost like a part of like his outfit and it's a statement, but also it shows that like, yeah, I'm like really passionate about this stuff, and like it's almost like a comfort for him as well to have it, which I love. I would say he's very much the most casual in terms of his outfits in the office. He wears a lot of... Sorry, my cat wants to be let out, so if the angle's changed, that is why. I'm so sorry. Well, as I was saying, Todd is the most like casual one in terms of his outfits. He wears a lot of jeans, a lot of trousers, a lot of sweatshirts, slightly baggy sweatshirts. Again, a little bit muted, but then at the same time he could wear a lot of colour, so it honestly just depends. He wears t-shirts as well, just like I said, very, very smart, casual, emphasis on casual. And yeah, he's just, again, these outfits reflect him because he's very laid back, very jokey, doesn't take a lot of things seriously, but also very sweet, calm, but also like an excitable puppy at the same time. Just shows that like he's a laid back guy, but also has his passions and can be really fun and down to earth and just a really good friend, honestly. The next character I want to talk about is Susan's boss, Jack. Similar to Luis, he wears a lot of like obviously professional sort of outfits, but there's sort of like this like edge to them that is slightly casual. He wears a lot of like matching trousers and blazers, but like the blazers tend to be quite big and like baggy and oversized, which I love because it shows his like more like down to earth and like laid back side. He wears a lot of like shirts. Again, he's always carrying around like his beloved like football, so he's like this typical like sports guy that just like is really loves sports and is the boss and is like, hey guys, got any stories for me? And yeah, he's just like, I also just love his hair, but if I'm not mistaken, he has like this little spike to his hair, and for some reason I just love that so much because it just like helps bring out his personality for some reason. The final character I want to talk about is Nana, Susan's Nan. Debatably, I've left the best character till last. We don't really see much of Susan's parents besides from the first episode, but Nana crops up in most episodes, and I just love her so much. Susan and her have a really nice relationship. They're very close. She's almost like a best friend and like one of the girls for Susan. She gives Susan really good advice, and they have a lot of girly chats at her apartment, and it's just the best. And she also just like hangs out with Susan while she's hanging out with her friends as well, so like all of like the people from the office know Nana as well, and it's just really special. She's often wearing very like long chunky necklaces, and she doesn't really stick to one colour palette, which I love, and she looks good in everything. There will be times where she wears just like very casual like jeans and like an oversized denim jacket, and it will be like really fun and youthful and laid back. And then another time she'll be wearing like this red Albany like shawl and like all black, and she'll be like really sensual and playful. I know in an episode where she was trying to like Luis was helping her take pictures for her husband for their anniversary, and she was like wearing this like red shawl, and she was trying to be really playful and sensual, and like she was like, yeah, I'm old, but like I don't want to take a boring picture for my husband. And I just thought that was such a sweet episode, and it really did encompass like Nana's character, because yes, she has a lot of wisdom and advice for Susan, and she has like lived her life, and she is like an older woman, but she still is like fun and playful and energetic and youthful. She has a lot of energy, and she is still like very much one of the girls, which I love about her character. And I love that all of her outfits don't necessarily stick to just one thing, and they just help bring out the different layers of her personality and her character so well. Sometimes she wears like very comfy cozy outfits as well. She wears like a lot of like oversized light coloured jumpers with like skirts or trousers. Like I said, there's not much, again, like uniform to her outfits, but that's why I love her outfits so much, because they just show how many layers of this character there really are, and they don't make her look old. They don't make her look like a grandma, if that makes sense, like the typical stereotypical grandma, quote grandma. She's Nana, and she's fun, and she's playful, and she has so many different outfits, and you just really get a sense of this like really chic, mature lady who knows how to dress herself, knows how to experiment with styles and colours and jewellery. Shorter hair really suits her, and it almost gives her, again, that more like youthful, playful edge to her. I can't imagine her with long hair, and I don't know, just the way that it's just so effortlessly just like styles itself, again, just adds so much more to like her character and her outfits. And I don't know, I just love her hair just being like that all the time. It just really suits her, and she's really gorgeous. Okay, I have gone on for far too long. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I made some kind of sense. If you have not watched Suddenly Susan, you definitely should. It is such a vibe. It's so comfy and cozy, really light-hearted. Will get you through stuff when you need to get through stuff. Believe me. All of the characters are amazing, and if you are a fashion girly, then you will love it, because as I've said, the outfits are amazing, and I just love them so much. So yeah.